Hey, you wanna kill a snake man? Sure you do. I'm Jamie Latour, and this is how to defeat Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy, in Elden Ring. Okay, to kill Rykard, we first gotta reach Rykard. I've previously covered how to get to him by completing all of the Volcano Manor contracts. If you need help taking down all of those targets, that video will be in the description below. Then, I recently showed you how to travel through the Volcano Manor Legacy Dungeon to reach the Godskin Noble. Again, that video is in the description below as well. Look at me, look how thorough I am. After beating that big old boss, an elevator will come down within the Temple of Take that up, and you'll see a lava-flooded area below this balcony. Drop down here, and you'll have to fight some fire slugs to continue on. Then you could drop down here again, and head up to find even more lava and an Iron Virgin. I could go my whole life without ever having to see one of these things again. Don't bother fighting it, you want to get inside of this window to get away from the Virgin. Then head through here and you'll have to fight a man-serpent with a burning sword, go up these stairs, watch out for one of those weird, hugging, crawling zombie guys, and then you'll find an elevator that you can take down, and that will give you a shortcut back to the Temple of Ugle, everybody glaze. Also, there will be a little secret room while riding the elevator that will have a stone sword key inside. Now, go back up and head across this path that will have another man-serpent and these weak enemies that will explode with poison when you kill them, so maybe just leave them alone. Near the end will be another man-serpent with a flail that he'll swing around his head to create little pools of magma on the ground. He's annoying. Get past him and you'll be in this nice little area with some closed doors. Open them up, and some poison guys will be kneeling inside right in front of these man-serpent ashes. Meanwhile, other man-serpents will be wandering around these stairs, including this weird one at the top of the stairs that shoots magic and appears to have a potato for a head. Across from here, you'll see an area where you can go to use a stone sword key to get some items, and it will also open up a path that leads to patches for some reason. While going this way will bring you to a balcony with a portal that will shoot you straight to the area outside of the boss wall that leads to Rykard. Now, a word of warning before you fight Rykard. Since he is the Lord of Volcano Manor, killing him effectively ends the little Volcano Manor club and will cause all of the NPCs inside to go their separate ways. So if you want to complete all of the Volcano Manor contracts, as well as some specific NPC quest lines, don't kill Rykard yet. If you do, there will be no one left at the manor to give you contracts or reward you for killing people, which is a shame because murder is fun. With that out of the way, it's time to take on Rykard. Or at least you think that's what we're doing, but when you go through the boss wall, the first thing we see in here is something called the God-Devouring Serpent. This enormous snake is very tough, especially since he's surrounded by a pool of lava that makes it almost impossible to attack him up close. He does a lot of moves that you would expect from a snake boss. He tries to bite you, sometimes in a combo of 2 or 3 bites, sometimes with multiple little bitty bites. He spits poison, and he'll try to grab you with his mouth and slam you into the ground. He'll also have a few attacks that fling lava at you, and he'll put his head under the ground and do some kind of seismic lava earthquake maneuver. With all of that lava around it, how do we hurt this stupid snake? Well, you may have seen this weird ghost guy hanging out in the corner down the Volcano Manor hallway. When you talk to him, he begs you to kill Rykard. Way ahead of you, buddy. He'll tell you that he left a serpent-slaying spear in the area where Rykard resides. And sure enough, when you enter this arena, that spear will be right here. This is the Serpent Hunter, and it is pretty much the only way to kill this snake. Don't bother using your regular weapons, magic, or any other offensive equipment. This is the only thing you're gonna need. Don't worry about not having the stats for it either, as there are literally no requirements to pick up this weapon. Just equip it, and let's go. Once you have the Serpent Hunter equipped, the gimmick of this boss fight should be apparent when you use it. It'll create a gigantic beam of wind that will slap this snake around. Its weapon art, the Great Serpent Hunt, will unleash an even stronger version of this attack that will occasionally stun the serpent, leaving it open for another blast. But don't think this boss fight will be super easy since you have this snake-slaying spear. The serpent can still inflict a lot of damage to you. Plus, while this weapon art is good, it has quite a bit of a wind-up on it that can leave you wide open to be bitten or grabbed. It'll also suck up your FP right quick. That being said, it can be very useful in whacking this snake, so you need to wait for an opening between the serpent's attacks, like say after you've dodged the bites or the grabs. And also, if you're going to use the weapon art, make sure that you've allocated some charges to your flask of cerulean tears to top up your FP. If you're having trouble with this fight, you can summon the Mimic Tier, who will load in holding their very own Serpent Hunter Spear to lend you some support. Of course, they'll also stupidly stand in the lava around the serpent, but hey, come on, they're trying their best. Now, after all this time, you're probably asking, hey, where's Rykard? Well, after you deplete the God-devouring serpent's health bar, you'll get a cutscene, and it turns out Rykard was here all along. He was just on the back of the serpent's head. Man, look at this Resident Evil-ass monster. He'll then reach into the serpent's mouth and pull out a gross sword, and this is the weirdest thing I have seen in the game thus far. That is saying a lot. Now, the Rykard fight truly begins. As you may expect a giant boss wielding a giant sword to do, a lot of its melee attacks involve trying to swipe, stab, or crush you. He'll also spit out these floating skulls that will leave behind some weird exploding trail, and occasionally that snakehead will still try to bite you. As this fight goes on, this battle gets damn near apocalyptic. The sky will turn orange, exploding skulls will come down and swarm you, molten magma erupts out of the ground, and in one of Rykard's most deadly attacks, he'll raise his sword high above his head, causing flames to swirl around it and infuse it with fire before slamming it down on top of you. I gotta tell you, this fight is wild, man. Keep dodging through or to the side of the sword attacks, run away from the exploding skulls, and watch for openings between Rykard's moves. Keep using the Serpent Hunter and survive the onslaught of lava and snake swords, and you should eventually be able to take Rykard down, earning yourself his great rune and the remembrance of the blasphemous. Then return to the Volcano Manor and speak to everyone hanging around and exhaust their dialogue. It becomes clear that now that their lord is dead, the Volcano Manor is so last week, and everybody is moving on. Although Tanith does say that the old snake man will rise again someday, and you can see just how devoted she is to Rykard if you warp back to the Rykard boss fight arena later on, as you can discover her trying to consume what's left of Rykard's corpse so he can be reborn within her. Yeah, I think I'm done with this place. For more Elden Ring news and guides, check out thegamer.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.